fact, I want you to know, says the Lord, there was a church in the Bible in a city called Antioch. And the spirit of Antioch is going to mark this church. And this will be a sending center. This will be a planting center. And before you're done, says the Lord, I will plant multiple sites out of this church.
For 30 years, God has shown us His faithfulness and grace by continuously using our Victory Ortigas church community to advance His kingdom and disciple the leaders of our communities in Ortigas, Pasig, and beyond. This vision started 30 years ago when several leaders from Victory in Makati began reaching out to residents and communities near Shangri-La Mall. With what limited resources our leaders had, they stewarded these well and were eventually able to start a worship service at the Star Complex in Shangri-La Mall. Living by Jesus' Great Commission to honor God and make disciples, Victory in Shangri-La sent a team to help out with another outreach in Katipunan in 1995. As the community grew, the leadership decided to move the worship service to the Valle Verde Country Club in 1996. Honoring God and making disciples have always been the heart of Victory and Victory Ortigas. With its growing number, we as a church community began exploring different venues wherein we can hold our leadership classes, discipleship groups, and worship services. In 1997, we began holding an off-site worship service at the Music Museum, a strategic location then to reach out to our singles community. From the Valle Verde Country Club, we moved to the heart of Ortigas Center in 1998 when we began holding our discipleship groups and activities at the Galleria Suites. During our move, we also sent out several community leaders to help out in another church plant, this time at the southern part of the metro in Alabang. In 2000, God showed us His faithfulness and grace when Victory Ortigas became the first mall-based Victory Center. Our music museum and Galleria Suites merged and found their new home in Robinson's Galleria. With or without a venue, nothing has stopped our Victory Ortigas church community from obeying where God has called us to honor Him and make disciples. From 2003 to 2007, we sent out teams and leaders to help out in our outreaches and church plants in Fort, Pioneer, and Metro East. In 2011, our singles ministry leaders and other volunteers from the medical field showed us God's faithfulness in kind by leading other volunteer teams and launching the Victory Caravan. Victory Caravan was formed by different ministries and teams that help Victory churches nationwide engage communities by holding medical missions. In 2012, blessings from God poured out upon us through the lives of our church community. We were able to renovate our center through our Believe Big, Build Big fundraiser. Temporarily, we held our discipleship and leadership activities at the cinemas of Robinson's Galleria. Part of how we honor God is by helping our underprivileged youth through our Real Life Foundation. In 2015, our team of volunteers helped Bishop Ferdy Kabiling, who was our senior pastor then, with his Run 50 initiative. Run 50 is a celebration of his 50th birthday, wherein he ran 50 kilometers every day for 50 days, starting from Sarangani and culminating in Apari to raise funds for our 260 real-life scholars. It was a refreshing time of seeing our volunteers work with other volunteer teams for our next generation of leaders. From 2016 until today, our Victory Ortigas church community has been built and established by God as a sending church. In 2016, we finally held our first worship service at our Quezon Avenue facility after our outreach in Timog Avenue in 2014. In 2019, we officially launched Victory Quezon Avenue at the Eaton Centris, sending Pastors Noel Nanez, Jay Esteban, and Junko to the community. When the world stopped in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Victory Ortigas as a church community also learned doing online worship services, ministry, and community. It was a season of firsts for us. Online discipleship classes, online marriage preparation classes, online discipleship groups, and a whole lot more. The pandemic notwithstanding, God continued to use our community to reach more people and even the nations. Even amidst the pandemic, we began holding worship services in our Cainta church plant and sent our team led by our then senior pastor, Pastor Rico Ricafort, to the nation of Panama to establish an apostolic church in the region of Latin America. Just last year, our Every Nation Panama team were able to baptize 4 Panamanians and have recently celebrated our first anniversary in our own facility in the country. At present, God continues to show us His faithfulness. We are holding our off-site worship services in 2 locations, in Eastwood City and in Greenfield District. We continue to pray that, by the grace of God, we will continue to be instruments of the gospel so we can continue honoring God and making disciples, not just in Ortigas and Pasig, but in this nation and beyond. It is a joy and a privilege to walk this walk of faith with our church community, knowing that God has set us apart for His divine appointments to make His name known to those who, like us, are in desperate need of Him every day. Times and seasons may change. None of us knows what the future holds. But what remains is the God who has been with us even before day one, the God who is with us now, and who will be with us beyond our 30th year.